This was published by our good friend Corey at corysdigs.com a couple of days ago. Smallpox, is it a threat or a false flag? A telling timeline. Now, here are the key events. She put together a little bit of stuff here. There are allegedly only 2 locations in the world who house smallpox virus, one being the CDC in Atlanta, and the other one is Russia's State Research Center of Virology and Biotechnology, also known as the Vector Institute, located in Siberia. But all of a sudden, everybody is worried that this stuff is going to pop up, even though there are only 2 specimens or 2 sources for these specimens in 2 locations, and but I guess there's only one group that would really love for some kind of chaos to ensue, and it wouldn't be the Russians. Let's go back. Here's a key timeline of events, because she added some things to this that I think makes it even more convincing. June 22 to 23, 2001, simulated covert smallpox attack dubbed Dark Winter. Now, this was done by Johns Hopkins, and I want to get around to that in just a second, because they made that Dark Winter video back then in 2001, released in 2002. September 2007, FDA licensed Sanofi Pasteur Biologics company's ACAM 2000 smallpox vaccine. That's in 2007. Even though the virus had been wiped out and all the routine vaccination on smallpox had stopped in like 1972 because it was gone. But that popped up. July 1st, 2014, 6 vials of smallpox were found in a cardboard box in a cold storage room at the NIH. Imagine that. Of those 6, I think only 2 had anything in it. November 2014, Bill Gates, Chimerix, Wellcome Trust, Oxford University, and the FDA future smallpox treatment. In 2014, Bill Gates funded Durham-based Chimerix's drug, what is this? Brincidofovir, I don't know how to say it, to allegedly treat Ebola. The trial was funded by the Wellcome Trust and led by the Oxford University, and the FDA authorized the study. It was later branded as Tembexa, and the first antiviral drug used to treat smallpox approved by the FDA in June 2021. That was just this past June. October 2017, Emergent Biosolutions finalized their acquisition of ACAM 2000 smallpox vaccine business for Sanofi Pasteur. July 2018, FDA approved SIGA Technologies TPOXX, the first drug with an indication for treatment of smallpox. September 10th, 2018, SIGA Technologies signed a multi-year TPOXX contract with BARDA for up to $629 million. September 2019, Emergent Biosolutions was awarded a 10-year HHS contract valued at approximately $2 billion. The money is just unreal. To deliver an ACAM 2000 smallpox vaccine into the Strategic National Stockpile. September of 2019, Russian lab that is only one of 2 labs in the world known to store live samples of the variola virus, which causes smallpox, had an explosion. You remember that? I remember that. I remember that one. September of 2019, FDA approved Bavarian Nordic Jynneos, the first live non-replicating vaccine to prevent smallpox and monkeypox. November again, 2019, FDA issues final guidance for development of smallpox treatments as a part of critical preparedness efforts. June 25th, 2020. SIGA Technologies delivers another $32 million in oral TPOXX to HHS. March of this year, Merck secured over $300 million from the Biden administration and the Gates Foundation. Then in June, we got that FDA-approved first ever antiviral treatment for smallpox, the Chimerix, the Tembexa, that we talked about before. Bill Gates, the same company, the drug that Bill Gates and the Wellcome Trust funded back in 2014, and then more so this year. July 29th, 2021, They announced a collaboration with Oxford University to expand the use of TPOXX to treat monkeypox. Halloween 2021. Joe Biden signed an executive order designation to exercise authority over the national defense stockpile. November 9th, 2021, Bill Gates warned governments of smallpox terror attack while requesting tens of billions of dollars for research and development. Said he wanted everybody to start playing germ games. You remember that? November 12th of this month, this year, OSHA suspends COVID-19 vaccination and test mandates on businesses. In the November 16th, 15 alleged vials of smallpox found at Merck facility in PA. And on November 17th, the second U.S. case of monkeypox this year is discovered in Maryland. Now, there are two things I would add to this. Number one, she missed the Johns Hopkins upload in October, around October 14th or 15th, that the official hospital YouTube account uploaded that now 20-year-old Dark Winter simulation video to their official YouTube. And I went to go, and when she released this, I got in touch with her. I said, Corey, listen, you got to add this in because it's really fucking weird. Johns Hopkins put this thing up on their YouTube in the middle of October, and boom, I went to YouTube to go and find it. Not there. Now, I knew I was not going. I knew I wasn't nuts because I had downloaded it. I put it into a network. What was it? One of those playlists, the After Hours playlists. But then I had deleted it, so I wanted to show her it existed. I had to go and I looked for other blogs that may have talked about this very strange thing that happened on Johns Hopkins website on their YouTube, and I found this David Icke article, and it was saying the same thing. Look at this upload right here, 20 years after the fact, while everybody is talking very suspiciously about smallpox a lot all of a sudden. And I go down to see if there's anything embedded there, and sure enough, there was an old YouTube embed that says this is no longer available. Johns Hopkins took it down. They took it down, and I told her about that. It's a very interesting piece that should be in this timeline. And the other thing that I would say, even though I have not seen the movie in full yet, but it should be added, Poopy's observation about the new James Bond film and the smallpox messaging added to that timeline. I saw a clip someone sent to me last night. So she says the question remains, are they setting the stage for false flag event in order to further scare the population into submission in the need for jabs and vaccine ID passports? Will this be the cover story for potential future deaths of individuals who suffer adverse events from the experimental somethings? Or do they really intend to release smallpox into the population? It would be certainly a way to get people to line up for the jab while possibly incorporating the COVID jab into the appointment for the same time. If they were to pull something like this off, it would be an isolated area targeting a small group of people, just enough to scare the rest of the country and install new mandates. Much like what was done with the measles epidemic in 2018 and 19, which coincidentally Merck was the exclusive MMR vaccine provider of. Some will argue that they want mass depopulation, and though that may be the case, history has shown they tend to tackle this in bite-sized pieces while capitalizing on the damage. Well, the other thing there is, of course, it's control. They don't care about the health. Those vaccine passports are going to be very, very important, according to people like Catherine Austin Fitts. Those passports are going to be very important for the new economic system, a new global economic system in which everything that you own is going to be available through these passports and things like that. So it's really about, I think, more so how do you get more people? Obviously, they would love to shave off the population of the earth. But if they were going to do that, once again, you wouldn't concentrate on the United States and Europe. You just wouldn't. It's Asia and Africa. That's the only people who are having babies. They've actually convinced us not to survive. They've convinced us to kill ourselves off through an ideological persuasion. So I don't know. I wanted to read that into the record because it was a much more lengthy and substantial timeline that Corey put together. Then again, she does great work, so it does not surprise me at all.